Welcome back, everyone, to Weather for Weather Geeks. It is Monday evening, and how about that weekend? Oh, we had a fantastic weekend weather-wise, and today, despite an increase in clouds, was still a pretty nice day, but we do have some rain chances to talk about as we head into midweek. We'll get into that in this video, but first, I wanted to touch just briefly on my visit to Newton Falls High School on Friday. Had the privilege of speaking to basically the entire student body at Newton Falls High School on Friday. The subject of my talk, of course, the upcoming 40-year anniversary of the May 31st, 1985 tornado outbreak. This is one of several things that I will be doing and our team will be doing revolving around the 40th anniversary of that historic day in Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. If you're a podcast listener, be sure and check out the Radar podcast, part of the 21 News family of podcasts. We'll be dropping a new episode Thursday morning, first thing in the morning. Myself, Chris Serenelli, and Andrew DiPaolo discussing the anniversary and what's happened that day and some of the stories that we'll be telling on our newscasts and other platforms as we head towards the end of the month and the approach of May 31st, which is, believe it or not, 40 years since our area's probably most impactful single weather event in the last, century, I would say, across our area. In the meantime, of course, it was a beautiful weekend, and, the days are getting long at this time of the year. I didn't mention this last week, but starting last week, we are now officially in what we call solar summer, the 3 months of the year, in which we have the most daylight. Our sunsets are now 8:30 and after. The sunrise pretty much almost at 6 a.m. at this time. And, of course, we're about 5 weeks or so away, 6 weeks almost, from the summer solstice, the day of the year that we specifically have the most daylight on. We will, until early August, have the most daylight that we see out of all of the calendar year. And then starting in early August, we start losing the daylight fairly rapidly, beginning what we call solar autumn. That's the 3 months of the year in which we lose daylight at the fastest rate. But let's accentuate the positive. We're into solar summer now, and we had our warmest day today since the first day of the month. 81 officially at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Today, 82 back on the first day of May. For the month as a whole, we're running pretty close to average here in our part of Ohio. It's been a cooler than average month so far in western Ohio, but basically from about Youngstown on east into Pennsylvania, it has been warmer than the average thus far in May. We've got a couple of warm days coming up later this week, but the longer range, which we'll talk about later in the video, not looking quite as mild. We have another one of these upper level lows, cutoff lows, kind of meandering around. Now, this one is different than the one we were dealing with about a week ago. This one's not right overhead. There's not much cool air associated with this, but the center of that low, you can see it on the water vapor imagery down here. It's going to jog far enough to the north that it's going to bring us some rain tonight, and shower chances pretty elevated for parts of our Tuesday, and there could be a shower or storm on Wednesday as well. The early evening radar shows some light returns approaching East Liverpool, Salineville, Carrollton. Some of that's not reaching the ground, but some of it's going to try to reach the ground. And certainly I think some light rain is going to try to break out in a lot of our area before the evening is through. But my message on our newscasts and on social media over the last handful of hours has been, hey, the sun doesn't set until 8:30 now, and I think for the most part, the rain's going to hold off until after sunset. If you want to get in an early evening mow or do anything else outdoors, you should be in pretty decent shape, but the rain will become more and more likely just after sunset and taking us through the overnight. The hourly rain chances for the next 12 hours probably peak before midnight or around midnight, 10, 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m. After that, a scattering of showers, but the rain may not be as consistent later in the night. Now, it's not a washout for our Tuesday, but we're going to allow for a shower at just about any point. This low is just kind of meandering around to our south, funneling in the moisture from the south and east. It's going to be a little bit similar to what we had at times last week, kind of a strange direction our weather's coming from. These showers pivoting in from southeast to northwest. Most of the time our weather comes from either the north or the west, but sometimes when the circulation is around low pressure like this, we see kind of an east to west movement. Showers coming and going throughout the day, but it's not going to rain all day, and there's only a small chance for a thunderstorm tomorrow, probably a better chance for a thunderstorm Wednesday. And I say that because it'll be a little more unstable on Wednesday. We'll probably see more appreciable sunny breaks on Wednesday, allowing the atmosphere to heat up a little bit more, but the air aloft will still be pretty cold. And that'll be a recipe for pop-up showers and perhaps an afternoon thunderstorm, even though the coverage of the showers on Wednesday, the number of raindrops that are around, will probably be lower Wednesday as compared to Tuesday, and then we look largely dry for Thursday. Next thing we'll be keeping an eye on is Thursday night, but over the next 72 hours, rainfall totals across our area, probably on the order of a quarter to a half an inch on average, somewhere in that range. Probably some higher totals to our east. A couple of inches worth of rain a possibility in southeastern Pennsylvania, a good chunk of Maryland, including around the nation's capital, heading into Virginia as well. Now, with the day 4 severe weather outlook, the Storm Prediction Center has continued to highlight an area off to our west for Thursday and into Thursday night. That's an area where severe weather will become a possibility, if not a likelihood. Places like Chicago and Milwaukee and Grand Rapids and Indianapolis. Now, by the time some of these storms cascade on east, I think it'll be in the wee hours of Friday morning. Now, the atmosphere may still be somewhat unstable, so maybe even a few gusty thunderstorms to contend with Friday morning, maybe sometime between, say, 1 a.m. and 6 a.m., something like that. But of course, overall, this is a more unfavorable time of the day for severe weather than when a lot of this activity rolls through areas in the Midwest. It'll be more towards afternoon, early evening. That being said, we're not going to discount the possibility of some noisy thunderstorms early Friday morning, but we'll get those out of the way, paving the way to a nice Friday afternoon. Should be sunny and temperatures getting into the 80s. And the weekend forecast at this point is not bad either. You know, this week kind of has, I think there's a common perception out there. I don't know if people are, looking at their weather apps or what they're doing, but I heard it from my family even this weekend. It's going to rain all week. It's not going to rain all week for sure. And I think the upcoming weekend will actually be pretty nice. Only a small chance of a shower or storm Saturday. That'll be the warmer half of the weekend Saturday. I think by Sunday we're back below average. That's this day right here. Setting the stage for a stretch, taking us into next week where it'll be below average more often than not. Temperature-wise, may also be kind of an active period ahead for not only our local area, but most of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Northeast. This is today's 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, showing increased odds of a wetter than average outcome during that stretch later on in the month. In the meantime, thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks on this Monday evening. Tuesday, we'll have more updates on the midweek rain chances, including that threat for gusty thunderstorms late Thursday night, early Friday morning. And we'll take more looks at the longer range as well. Have a great rest of your night.